While protesters here in Tucson have made their voices heard about police brutality. Earlier this week, 9 on Your Side's Chandrea Thomas spoke with Tucson's Chief of Police, Chris Magnus. Here is what he had to say about how the city is working towards keeping the peace.
The Tucson police chief says what happened to George Floyd is horrific, and he's been taking steps for years to prevent the same thing from happening in his city. They marched and chanted to make their voices heard. The issue, police brutality.
They see this image of police officers on TV, and it's not a good look for them.
And this group is continuing to speak out, to share their issues with police.
The opportunity for them to come to a park and talk to actual police officers, I think, is a really good way to start a conversation.
People are very concerned in the community about how force is used.
And those are the voices Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus wants to hear. He's getting feedback from the public online and in person about what they want to see on their streets. He also says, for the most part, protesters were peaceful.
We got to a point where many of our officers were having good dialogue with a lot of these folks who were handing out water. We were having, positive conversations. But again, there's always some that, they don't want to engage in that way.
The department is only 1 out of 2 in the country following policy reforms created by a group of activists and researchers called Campaign Zero to keep track of excessive police policies and accountability.
We've worked hard to really develop what we think are best practice and evidence-based policies related to use of force.
Some of those solutions include to only use deadly force when lives are in danger, give verbal warnings before using deadly force, use de-escalation tactics whenever possible, ban chokeholds and hog tying during transport, require officers to stop other officers who are using excessive force, and to report police killings and the use of excessive force to a national database. And when it comes to the protest, we're told officers are doing the best they can.
That is very difficult to do sometimes, especially when you've had obscenities yelled at you within 12 inches of your face for hours on end.
The chief says those important conversations with the community will continue for years to come.
I really need to appreciate what a great job our officers in the Tucson Police Department have done.
Chandrea Thomas, KGUN 9 on your side.